As they say in the circus, ladies and gentlemen, let the show begin! Now, this story is about one of the bravest men to ever face a bunch of lions. Who'd like to be the star of our show? Hey, guys, pick somebody.
Right here, I'm star material.
Huh?
Yo.
All right already, I'll do it.
Better you than me. You'll be great.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of our show.
Oh, how you doing? Oh, this is great. Hi, everybody. I am a lion tamer. Oh, bring them on. I am the bravest.
Hey, be careful with that. All right.
Oh, brother. Gallop, you're not going to tame the lions. You're going to face them.
Huh? You want to run that by me again?
That means no whip,
I'll take that.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
no way out,
no way out. Oh, come on, Pete. Can't we work something out?
just you and the lions.
I'm not so sure about this. I don't like the way they're looking at me.
That's probably because they're hungry and haven't been fed for days.
What? Get me out of here! Pete, I don't see what me being eaten has to do with this being such a great story from the book! Help!
All right, fellas, that's enough.
I was pretty convincing, huh?
Well, you know, the carnivorous nature of a lion is quite easy to imitate, and I was hungry.
Huh?
That wasn't very nice. That was scary.
All by yourself. No weapons. Trapped with hungry lions. It is a scary situation to be in. And that's exactly what happened to a man named Daniel.
Daniel?
What?
Well, who's Daniel?
I don't know. Hey, Gallop, take a break for a minute.
Gladly. I may not come back.
We got you good, Gallop. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, really funny. Not.
Okay, Chip. Daniel was born in Jerusalem and lived there until he was a teenager. When he was about 15 years old, a great battle took place between Babylon and Jerusalem.
And Daniel led him into victory, right?
Not exactly.
Oh.
The Babylonians, led by a king named Nebuchadnezzar, won the war, and as a result took many people back to Babylon as prisoners. Daniel was one of them.
What? Why would they want to capture a kid? That wasn't very nice.
Daniel wasn't just any kid. He was part of a royal family.
Oh.
That explains it.
King Nebuchadnezzar wanted to make sure that people from the leading families in Jerusalem were forced to serve him and his government to make sure that they wouldn't rise up against him later.
Oh, now that's sneaky.
So Nebuchadnezzar captured Daniel and took him to Babylon as his slave.
Hey, wait a minute. This doesn't sound like such a happy story to me. We've just started and I'm already a slave? Oh, I'm getting a little worried about that lion thing. This does have a happy ending, right?
Move out!
Hey, now watch it. Quit your pushing.
You'll see, Gallop, you'll see. Daniel was taken to the royal palace where he was trained for service in the king's government.
Oh, man, look at this place. It's ginormous.
Daniel did very well in training, far better than anyone else.
Raise your hands. Sorry, I didn't say Simon Says.
Gotcha. Oh, I'm so good at this. I'm glad Daniel's smart like me.
Oh, brother.
Daniel caught the king's attention because he was doing so well. He was also noticed by the king because he wouldn't eat the food that the king sent him.
You're doing so well, Daniel, that I brought you some of the best food we have. It's from my personal table.
No, thank you.
Why didn't he want to eat? Wasn't he hungry?
I'm sure he probably was, but he didn't want to give the king the wrong idea.
Like he was happy being a slave.
And I wanted God to know that I wanted to honor him as my Lord and King, not Nebuchadnezzar.
Then one night, things changed for Daniel. One night, the king had a terrible dream. He tossed and turned and finally startled awake with fear. He needed to know what the dream meant. Then it occurred to him.
I know. I'll call Daniel. He's really smart. Maybe he'll know what my dream meant.
Daniel went to see the king as requested and listened to his dream.
The sky was empty. I couldn't see anything. I was floundering in the darkness.
When the king was finished, Daniel used the gift God had given him to interpret dreams, to help the king understand what they meant and what he should do.
And that's what that represents. So that's what that dream really means.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, God, for helping me understand.
This happened several times. Every time the king would have a bad dream, he'd call on Daniel to tell him what it meant. Each time, Daniel helped him, and then he thanked God for his gift.
Now, hold on a minute. You're telling me that Daniel could understand dreams?
Yeah, he had a gift from God that allowed him to know what they meant. This gift gave him great favor with King Nebuchadnezzar, and Daniel was promoted time and time again, until one day.
I decree that one day I will put Daniel, who is very gifted, in the highest position possible over the entire kingdom.
Wow, I thought that that Daniel was gonna have it hard, but the king just keeps on giving me stuff. Oh, this is easy.
Wait a minute, Gallup. There's much more to Daniel's story. The king's favor made a lot of people jealous. And these people were so jealous of Daniel that they wanted him dead.
What? Dead? You mean like not breathing and stuff?
Yeah, dead. And they knew the only way to kill him was to get Daniel to break the law. Something he'd never done before.
What can we do?
I don't know.
Well, what if we...
Nah, that'll never work.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, how about...
No, are you crazy? Hey, maybe.
Nah.
They thought and finally came up with a plan.
I got it. Daniel won't worship any other gods, right?
Yeah, so?
So let's talk the king into signing a law that says for the next 30 days, no one is allowed to worship anyone other than the king himself.
Yeah! And if they do...
Yeah, then the king has to follow his own law and throw Daniel into the lion's den.
Death by lions! Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I thought so too.
They knew their idea would appeal to the king's ego, so they went to meet with him.
You see, your kingness, we were thinking that people should really appreciate you more.
Yeah, we were thinking that we should celebrate, and worship only you for, 30 days?
Yeah.
A kind of tribute, Anyone that doesn't follow that law, though, well, they should be
Punished! They should be fed to the lions for not worshiping a king as worthy as you!
Yeah, you laid it on a little thick.
Oh, sorry.
That is a great idea. Let the 30 days begin right away. And by that, I mean right now.
Oh, yeah! High five! You the man!
Yeah.
You the man!
I told you it would work.
Oh, you're so right. Now let's go get Daniel!
The king had no idea that the real reason they wanted the law was to get rid of his trusted servant, Daniel.
Whew, those guys were sneaky.
Yeah. That wasn't very nice at all.
They weren't worried about being nice. They just wanted Daniel dead, out of their way. They wanted the king to be nice to them, not Daniel.